The Girl Who Borrowed Time is a story about love, fate, and the price of every heartbeat. They say time waits for no one, but for Amara, time didn't move at all. Welcome to Posh Stories. Here, every story comes alive, full of lessons, mystery, and excitement. Don't just watch, be part of the journey. Hit subscribe and let's enjoy these stories together. Amara was 17 the morning she first died. It was an ordinary Tuesday, pale sunlight creeping through her curtains, the faint sound of her mother humming downstairs, the familiar tick-tick-tick of the old clock beside her bed. The world felt peaceful, alive, almost too still. At exactly 6:55 a.m., Amara stretched, dressed for school, and stepped outside. The street was quiet, a dew-soaked calm before the rush of the day. She smiled to herself, breathing in the soft morning air. And then, without warning, a loud horn blared. She turned her head just in time to see the blur of a bus racing down the street. A flash, a scream. Darkness. When her eyes opened again, the morning light was back. The same walls, the same song from downstairs, the same clock ticking at 6:55 a.m. Amara froze. She touched her chest. Her heart was still beating. Had it been a dream? She walked to the window and saw the same bus pass by, this time slower, harmless, like nothing had happened. She told herself to shake it off, but deep inside, something felt wrong, like a page of her life had been folded over and rewritten. The next morning, it happened again. Only this time, she slipped on the stairs, hit her head, and woke up at 6:55 a.m. The next day, she drowned at the river. The day after that, she choked on her breakfast. Every time, she woke again, same bed, same sunlight, same time. No matter what she did, time rewound itself, dragging her back to the same morning. At first, she screamed. Then she cried. Then she tried to escape. She stayed awake through the night, terrified of the clock, but as soon as the first sunlight touched her face, 6:55 a.m., she was back again. Days blurred together. Time became meaningless. The clock was no longer a friend marking her mornings. It was a hunter, always waiting for her at the edge of 7 o'clock. On the 10th loop, she noticed something new. A boy was sitting on a park bench near her street, feeding pigeons. His face was calm, like he knew her, or had been expecting her. When Amara walked closer, he looked up and smiled. "You're late this time," he said softly. She frowned. "Do I know you?" "Not yet," he said, "but you will. You've been dying every day, haven't you?" Her breath caught. "How do you know that?" "Because I'm stuck here too." His name was Elior. He said he'd been living the same day for months. The first time he died was saving a stranger from drowning, and ever since, time kept resetting at dawn. "Every time we die," Elior explained, "someone else loses a little of their life. That's how we stay alive. We're borrowing time that isn't ours." Amara's chest tightened. That's not possible. But the more she watched the world around her, the more she saw it. The old woman who grew weaker every loop. The child whose laughter grew fainter. The shopkeeper who suddenly vanished altogether. Their lost minutes were feeding her life. The next morning, Amara's mother woke to the sound of birds singing, a song she hadn't heard in months. She looked at the clock. 7 a.m. It kept ticking. She called out for her daughter, but the room was quiet, peaceful, golden, timeless. Somewhere, in a place beyond hours and heartbeats, Amara stood on a hill of light beside Elior. The sun never set there. The air smelled like morning forever. She had finally stopped dying, because she had learned to give her time away. Moral of the story. Every moment we live belongs to the world, and every act of love gives time back to it. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow for more.